Scotch wasn't so lazy, we would have seen it as well.
What?
See,
Uh-oh.
he forgot about it as well, the stupid sexy dragonborn gag.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
the drawing. Yeah.
real shame that Scotch didn't draw that.
Yep, what a shame. Anyway, it's now a fresh session of Rescue at Raxis. Last time, the party, well, they delved through the rest of the chambers of the basement, a strange, relatively normal basement. Dealt with a few more problems, some big and angry, some quite lonely, and one a little bit bony. Then they got to the surface again. All was nice and good, and not at all filled with long reaching repercussions to their actions, especially not as they carried this skeleton that was still emanating some necromantic magic, but it had jewels in it, and they're gonna pry out that shit from his dead husk. You know, until the skull started talking, declaring itself as a hag with a vested interest in the cleric. I mean, the wizard. Well, she's both, technically.
The Clizzard.
Hmm,
The Werrick?
the Werrick.
No.
Release the Werrick! And when we left off, the head had just stopped talking, after cackling some more and taunting, leaving the party with their thoughts, if any, as night continues to draw in.
So can't exactly say that this was going to be a surprise at this point.
We already kind of knew that there was a hag.
But now we know who they especially have an interest in.
Yeah. Well, I think we already figured that out when the bone was writing what I said.
And of course, the question is now, how can they continually see where you are?
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Is where the DM has an all knowing grin, because it's so simple.
So I guess the only thing we can do is leave Rain.
It's not the only thing. You could also kill her. That would solve it.
Yeah,
Leaving her leaves a thread open.
Listen to the DM. He knows the answers.
Do you think it could be an item that I'm carrying?
And then a problem, of course, Malgurn, is when she's dead, what if the hag just attaches to the other wizard? So maybe he's for the chop as well.
Okay. Castalia,
Lorna,
Yes?
let's go.
can we check to see if anything that is on me is magical that we weren't expecting?
Well,
we know it should be.
Well, it's more of the one thing you likely haven't ever removed. Your
So
dress
it's her
of
wisdom
many,
teeth.
your
The
dress of
forceps,
many pockets.
anyways.
But sure.
She
Check
lights
that
up like a
out.
Christmas tree. As indeed do all the party, except for Congrats. While he does glow and radiates constantly himself, only his weapon
Hey,
is
he's got
magical.
them all.
Yeah, his weapon is magical and has, along with a bracelet, but that's it for him.
Bracelet.
Yeah, he's shown that one off. It lets him cover his hand in ice and flick it off as spikes.
Nice.
Yeah, he completely failed to hit with it, though. But that's it for him. And the rest of you are all shining beacons, and then Bartress and the Hobbs, nothing.
Is there anything that's lit up that shouldn't be lit up?
as Rain habitually just strips to get to every possible item that could be every pocket divulged.
I mean, there's also the boots.
Well, you know the boots
Yeah.
are magical. You identified them.
Yeah, and there was nothing
I
else
know the
attached to
whip.
them.
Yes, and your whip. What else does Rain have on her?
Let me pull up my sheet.
Well, let's see. I'd say the magical mace, but
That you guys got that as a gift from the Rock Seekers.
yeah,
That was before the quest even began.
I'm still placing my money on dress of many pockets.
Yep, I have the dress.
The shield, you got that beforehand as well.
You know, we
Dress
did
is-
get the shield in roughly the same place where you started to see the doll's head.
There's that. Prender's boots.
Which have no problem at all attached to them. I
You
mean,
know,
he's
that's
such a...
also the book. That's the book.
There's the book
Yeah,
too.
that was the other thing.
Yeah.
The book.
Okay, Prender's
also
boots
the-
might also be.
There was also the necklace that wasn't supposed to be magical. I don't think.
Mm,
And there
That was the
also,
amulet
just-
with the picture in it.
there's also lots of her little bits and pieces too. There's the earring that lets her speak with animals.
Yeah, the earring.
It was probably a pretty bloody sight when she just lodged it in her ear.
How many of these require attunement?
Let's see, I think it was the earring, the dress, obviously. Well, the leather armor that can shift. And the boots, was it?
I thought the whip required attunement.
I think it did,
Is it?
which is why she's no longer using the boots.
No, I wasn't. Yeah, that's correct. Yes, got that correct.
Because she never used the boots anyway.
Ah,
I never actually used it because she didn't like the idea of the. Yeah.
But she liked wearing them. You can see me now. Just picture a guy with his arms outstretched, turning back
But
and
she
forth
has
like a
all
set
of
of
that.
scales. As we have pictured, she won't use the boots, like them with Prender's involvement, but she's wearing them. These two things do not balance out.
well, which of the items do you think is giving them vision?
That's a little hard. So, okay, so just checking. Nothing that shouldn't have lit up. Lit
No,
up, right?
all the items that have lit up have been ones that Cornelius has checked for himself.
If I had to guess, it would be the book.
The what?
The book.
Yeah, the book.
Oh yeah, there's also potentially the quick change
Because it would
ring,
make sense.
if she's wearing that.
Oh, yeah.
Like I would, no, I'm also pointing out that
Probably,
would
but
also be a magic item. That one didn't require attunement.
I did not.
I'm just pointing out, where did that go?
Oh, no, she has that.
With the fancy
It's
dress
fashion related.
that she did not wear to either the party or when she had no clothes available. And the sexy maid outfit. Which she did wear.
Because she wasn't going to ruin the fancy dress.
Which she did not even wear to the fancy occasion.
It's a very odd kind of robotic crab syndrome. Instead of health potions, it's dresses instead.
Yes.
But what if I'm gonna
Fashion.
need for another gala in
I
the
mean-
future?
There is also the completely unused wedding dress.
Yep.
You would feel weird running around in a wedding dress.
Sure.
To be fair, it's a lot more situational with a wedding dress than it is with a dancer's outfit.
No. A dancer's outfit is fine for all occasions.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a lot more situational with a wedding dress.
It's Swan
People
themed,
just
you could
look
always
at you
blag
funny
it.
if you're wearing them.
But yeah, everything that is on Rain that is magical has already been checked through by Cornelius.
And yeah, none of them that seem to be like giving off a tracking signal or anything.
No, none of the rest of her stuff. The nipple ring, the nose stud, the eyebrow bar, none of that stuff is magical.
Does Rain also have blue hair by chance?
No. She's not an e-girl.
No Foxhawk.
And whatever they call that one with the shave on one side that showed up fucking everywhere for some reason.
Oh, you mean the one that's still fashionable, I guess, amongst the youth?
Or at least in video games.
I mean, otherwise, what is basically following her is the doll's head. That somehow just keeps popping in and out.
And I saw the doll's head, but none of you saw it?
Nope.
Nope.
It
Well,
is called.
Ern did, but we don't know that.
It's called the Skrillex haircut.
You know what, for fun,
Oh,
Malgern, roll me deception.
Okay. Yes.
Because you
yes,
have seen it once.
Yes. Just straight. Ah!
You might have blurred it out a little bit quick, but, you know, no one's paying attention. You have to check yourself for next time.
Oh.
Would you really scrutinize the dwarf's words?
Yes, if he blurted it out like that.
Would you give him that much attention?
No, I was more like cursing my low roll, not that wasn't in character. I was hoping for higher because I want people to believe.
I want to.
Oh, shit, because Rain is not believing right now.
Well, roll me insight and we'll see.
I was gonna say you gotta roll insight.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That one,
Holy
maybe
shit.
that one.
There's 20 sides to that die. And,
Sadly, she got a higher side than you did.
Yeah,
I mean,
charisma mod not my strongest.
it could just be he doesn't give a shit, which is also very likely.
Yeah, that's about accurate.
Because insight doesn't just mean you know he's lying. It's how you're reading him, and it's just he blurred that out as if he just wants to get it past and not even get involved. There might be
Or
more
he's
to
trying
it,
be a
but
shitster.
there's about an inch and a half of actual face you can read an expression on because there's beard, hat, and helmet.
But it's there.
But there's some shift of just fuck it.
Are you sure you don't know anything, Malgrim?
Well, I think I saw it once. It's a long time ago.
Like a week and a half, a month.
Yeah, a month ago. That's a long time ago. Especially in dwarf ears.
You think
I
you saw
don't
it?
know. I see a lot of things. I mean,
Well, it would
With
have been
some
if he had
blast.
been your original age. Yes, he would have been counting down the months.
yeah. Rena's trying to dissuade me from random die rolls or stuff like that from now on. But I like randomness.
No, it's fine for a lot of things. It's just at that point it happened to be you really don't have much of a life ahead of you.
Dad is talking to me from the grave. He's been doing so for 100 years.
I do like it though. Just he's near the end of his life, and Malgern never got out of the man-child phase. He was the dwarf equivalent of a Project Mayhem member.
Look,
So,
one
yes.
day my garage band's gonna be huge.
So yes, Rain is inquiring into the dwarf and his shittiness.
So, when did you think you saw it?
Is it the time that Popplesworth was running around with a sheet on his head? That
No, it was back in the Whisper Temple in Prender's hideout.
I was back with that Prenders guy, but you know, I thought I was just seeing shit. You mentioned it, you know. Maybe I just dreamt it up. I didn't think anything of it.
You mean all this time you've seen it? And
I think we're only hearing Rena over Brader's mic.
No, no, she's down the hallway in a different room with the door shut. So
She sounds really distant from her mic right now.
you're in a
Yeah.
fishbowl,
Yeah.
darling.
how did it change? I haven't changed anything. What the fuck?
Yeah, it sounds like you're away from the mic.
You want to just come out here?
Well, she's got to get used to it eventually.
Oh, there we
Anyway,
go.
Yeah.
so
There you go. Now you're back.
as Melgurd was saying, he
I'm back
kind of
now?
just wrote it off.
Yeah.
It's odd
That's
once,
weird as
you know,
fuck.
you're back with your boyfriend.
He's not my boyfriend.
Was.
Ex-boyfriend?
Yeah,
There you go. Yes, X is very
I
important.
was gonna say it was.
Yeah, that's the important part in that situation. As Kagresh just continues chiseling away at one of the bones.
Yeah.
It's very important. Yes.
Eh.
I haven't seen the fucker in years. I wanted to keep it that way.
Yeah, great job.
Messy breakup?
From your description of it, it
What's
sounded.
at her?
I
Yeah, at this
can't-
point, Cornelius just look incredulous at Castalia.
It's probably got that shit-eating
No.
grin a cat would have.
How
No,
messy do
Malgurn's
you
got the
think it
shit-eating
would
grin
be?
because again, he's stirring the pot for rain. He loves this.
How messy do you think it would be when your boyfriend turns your
Ex-boyfriend.
friend into some boyfriend at the time turns your friend into some undead walking monster
Well,
that
that's just.
tends to put a dampener on things.
So what's the D&D version of a Freudian slip? Because I think she just had one.
No, that wasn't. No, she was saying that. Well, relationships don't end well when the boyfriend decides to praise undead things. She's not saying that he's the current boyfriend.
I think they call it
But didn't you
Greenwood.
help him with this research?
We didn't know that he was going to do that.
Wait a minute.
He
So,
wasn't the wizard.
I mean, pardon my ignorance here, but you, him, dead things, Kalimvor.
Just picturing the complete absence of effort in that expression and gesture he probably made to her.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm just trying
It could have been the beginning of a shrug, but it didn't reach there, and the hand was just turned over, but didn't go out. It's like,
Yeah,
hmm.
he's kind of.
Turn. Why do you think I showed up here in the first place?
Squirrels.
I didn't just randomly go, you know what, I'm going to become a cleric.
I mean,
Kalimvor, let's flip a coin.
to be fair though, Raid, as he points that out, you do get a flashback to when you got high and partied with the squirrels with Zarzul and this
Yeah,
weird
yeah,
man of the green.
And I'm actually gonna take this one step further. Oh really, Zarzul? Why did you just? How did you decide to become a cleric?
To help people.
Well,
And you
shit.
just
Because he's a
decided
fucking
this one
munchkin.
day? Did you flip a coin or anything? Was this just a day decision? Or?
No, it was. I wanted to assist people, and I saw a need. Decided to fill it.
See, listen to the kobold.
Elgern, I became a cleric of Kalimvor for atonement
Wait,
for
wait,
helping
no,
in
what-
that
what-
nonsense.
what's her? Hold on, before she says it. What's the name? Is it Katrina Caskmore?
You can just call her
Karina.
Caskmore.
Karina.
Yeah.
Karina. So as she says Malgurn, I just look at her and go, Karina.
You better be lucky that I'm saving that one spell in case one of you drop dead.
So let's go over the PvP rules for this campaign.
And-
They're a little
and-
bit different than normal.
As he says this, he's just looking at Rain, looking at Cornelius, looking back at Rain, thinking about Siegfried. You know.
What did she do with Siegfried? That is the question.
Oh, yeah. Oh, listen to the kobold.
Siegfried who?
That sounds like something a murderer would say.
That is literally what a murderer would say. Malgern, you killed a lot of things. Quite a few of them acting in self-defense, come to think of it. So anyway,
Malgern is sus. He's the one that's in the dead man's room.
Castalia, anytime you glance at Kikratz, he's kind of getting a look of there's a tent over there where this conversation isn't happening. Seems like a fun place.
I return the nod and slowly slip away.
As the dwarf and the elf get closer in their volatile hatred.
In any case, before we start going into the throat of each other, we still have a little subject about who is taking the shifts.
Why is everyone yelling?
Because Malgern is an asshole.
Don't listen to her, Droop.
I just lower myself to a Droop and saying slowly, because there are a lot of dim-witted people in the camp right now.
Ah. As he looks around. I don't see anyone new.
I just pat Droop on the head.
Do I hear that?
Yeah.
Aw,
I'm
he's a
just
good
giving
boy.
Cornelius huge-ass side-eye right now. As I'm still...
Right in the elbow.
Yep. Yeah. Not that short. I'm 4'4".
Rain just rolls her eyes.
Yeah, I mean, Kikratz already has his arm around Castalia as he's slowly walking. It's been a trying night for all of us. Maybe a good idea if we get some rest. Things will look better in the morning. You know, we've gone through a lot. It's been very trying.
Yes, I'm already awake, so go ahead. Go to sleep.
All right.
Good
Well,
night.
which brave soul is then going to choose to be in this night's watch?
That's what Malgern was trying to imply. He's already wide awake. He'll take first watch.
Rain just turns
He's on
around,
edge
goes
right
back
now.
into the.
I can go
back
to
into
fourth
the
watch.
wagon.
Yeah, I'll go 4.
I'll take second.
Cornelius, would you like third?
Not particularly, no, as I'm already starting to make the house.
Because I'm not going to ask Rain, so I'm leaning over to Cornelius like, would you take third?
Rain is already putting Pufflesworth back into the cart, and she's getting in the cart.
She's not going to sleep in the wizard house tonight.
She
Ah,
was
well,
already passed
It's going to
out
be
in the wagon,
second
she
watch's
could've passed out in the
problem
wagon.
then, and Malgern just dismisses it.
What'd you say, Rena?
She's already halfway into the cart. She was already sleeping there. She's going back to sleep with Pufflesworth.
I mean, it's his cart now. He defeated the owner of it.
Well, she cuddles up with Pufflesworth.
Put that wizard right in his ass.
Onward, Lorna.
He's the best.
He is the best.
Time in a row.
You just see
just
in the
go.
darkness one of the hobgoblins with his hand raised.
I was about to ask Yeoman Frennick.
Yeah, sir, we can handle third watch if it's that much of a problem. I'd be happy to.
Thank you very
Although,
much.
Frennig can handle third. I'd like to spend first watch with you, sir, as he looks over at Malgern.
I just nod.
It's an
Trying not
honor,
to
sir.
make a scene here. Yeah.
So first watch begins. There's sounds. There's an owl bear snoring loudly for all his tiny size.
Oh, okay. So I hear everything.
Yeah,
Yes.
there is even louder snoring coming from Bartras's tent. You occasionally
I just picture as he's snoring, the tent's just going in and out.
Yep, but you also hear a trickle of fluid as, you know, in his sleep he scratches his legs a bit and reopens about 4 or 5 new wounds.
Oh,
God.
Aw.
You hear other noises too, but, you know, privacy.
Mhm.
One strong guy did very well.
I just pet Lorna and try to not think about it.
As you put your hand down, it goes through the illusion.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. Yeah,
Then you
no,
look
it's
to your
wrong.
left and put your hand down on the actual displacer beast.
Yeah.
The old man steps himself up a little closer as he looks around. So, I was wondering, sir, if you could show me a thing or two about,
Quiet. Quiet moment.
I've survived, sir, but I'd say I'm just average with a blade. I was wondering if you could show me how you do it, sir.
That,
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to. Does he just use a blade, or can I tell? Does he carry a shield too, or
Yeah, sword and shield.
sword and shield?
Yeah, these guys have shit tons of AC for a basic monster. That's all they've got.
Okay. Yeah. So I nod that I'd be honored, and I go about pointing out that it's not so much it's you have a shield too. I put emphasis on the shield is also a weapon. How I used to knock people down with it, use it as kind of a second weapon.
There'd just be Grace moment of, wait a minute, I forgot how to do all that shit. But it's okay. It's like the beginning of Black Flag Assassin's Creed, where it's just really easy to kill someone, so you can just bluff it all the way with no problem.
Yeah. See, I mean,
Show me your secret techniques. Well, I put a knife in this guy. Amazing! Secrets of a generation. What is your next great masterful secret? Well, I jump off a roof and stab a guy. How does he think this man is an impresario?
I'm actually gonna, when we're done with the serious stuff, I'm actually gonna try. I'm gonna try to show off with my tosser.
A 10, huh?
Yeah.
10's not great.
No, it's not.
It's more of a case of you try to do a little bit of style to it. You're being very cocky at this point. Like,
Yes, I am.
you were able to talk fully to him on, proper stance, extend your elbow correctly, follow through, because you got to come with it from the hips. It can't just be a strike from the arms. But then you give it a little flick, and you almost stumble it out of your hands. You realize, right, fuck it, I'll just do it normal. Just throw your tosser, and it comes back, and probably should have put more oomph in that, really, or chosen a target. It kind of looks a little silly just throwing it, and it comes back, and then being smug about your magic item.
As it appears in my hand, I'm thinking to myself that was a better idea in my head.
Yeah, it really didn't look like how you imagined it. It was just, well, you just attacked the air.
Anyway.
Very good, sir.
Kind of exasperated, trying to hide his embarrassment. Thank you.
Is it all right if I share this advice and tips with Frenig?
Of course.
Thank you.
Again, I would be honored.
No, the honor is all mine, sir. I mean, we're only alive today because of what you did. Well, what you chose not to do.
Gritting his teeth, gritting his teeth, gritting his teeth.
Our every day is because of your deeds, sir. And I only
Baseball,
hope we do
cold
not tarnish
showers.
and I only hope we don't tarnish your reputation.
aw.
We're trying to do right. We grew up in a horrible kind of society. It's just militaristic. It was about conquering. It had a comfort to it, the camaraderie, the barracks, but in the days after you spared us, we saw it differently. We saw new ways. So we've forsaken McLubliet. And now we praise Moradin as he pats his tattoo. I know we won't be proper sons of iron, but what we studied and read, it's a better way. Thank you, sir.
He showed me his tattoo. I'm gonna pull out the.
Just drop your trousers.
I'm gonna whip out my other hand.
Don't know where I got this one from, but man, it's pretty.
I'm gonna pull out the.
Watch where the beard goes.
Pull out the Moradin pendant from under my tunic, show it to him, and then kind of give him a shoulder jab. You know, we're both trying our best here. You're doing good.
There is such a massive jingle and clunk as you put your plate mailed hand against his chain mailed arm.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We'll do you proud. I promise. We give our lives for your cause.
Doesn't know what to say to that.
And you look at his face; it is super earnest.
So yeah, he probably can't even hide that he's like, oh shit. I'm not even gonna try to roll deception because he couldn't.
And so Malgurn goes to bed by digging a hole and crawling into it, pulling the rock over him.
I literally just become an ostrich. I dig a hole big enough for the head and just
Leaves the beard out though, just the head.
yeah, just the head. Yeah.
But-
oh, I'm not getting much sleep tonight. Oh.
But yeah, as your watch ends pretty peacefully, although you do see in the distance, further to the east, another campfire starting up. You can just about make out the shape of a few tents and what looks like a cart, maybe. And there is a little bit of a very slight, quiet noise of conversation, although, like, this is pieces of noise.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, your shift ends without incident.
Who was next?
Zazul.
I'm gonna go wake up Zarzul. Go. It's your turn. I gotta go. Do
You basically just
something.
treat him like a toy soldier and crank the tail until he's ready.
I'm gonna go do something.
Do a lot of
Doesn't mention
thinking.
sleep. Just doesn't mention that he's going to sleep. Just something.
Just bring your hands up over your ears as you walk past one of the tents. It's been an hour. It's been 2 hours, for fuck's sake. But you see, he is, of course, a peerless athlete.
God damn it.
Oh, no. Only for the next 10 minutes.
Well, yeah, that gets him through the break between round 1 and 2.
Ugh. Stupid, sexy dragon boy. Since my watch is over, I'm gonna go back real quick. Zarzul gets cranked up. And
Okay,
how does
trying to.
exhaustion work? I think that was my exhaustion mark.
You lose one every long rest.
Yep.
Okay. I believe I just had one, so
Not yet.
I know. I noticed.
I mean, he's been rolling without disadvantage anyway.
Oh yeah, I should have.
Yeah, roll that performance again. And that perception.
Yeah, I totally forgot.
Well,
I
we'll
just
say the
noticed
perception is fine because, of course, Yeoman was helping you.
Okay.
But let's see that
but
performance.
Yeah, I'll roll that performance again. Yeah.
Comparable.
About the same.
Yeah. And it didn't matter for anything else. Because it's not like Cornelius and Droop were conspiratorially whispering or anything. You just had to listen to them. That's it. So Zarzul, alone with Wolfgang.
Yes. Trying to block out the noise that's coming from one of the tents, just to concentrate on what needs to be seen.
Yeah, Sparkus
noticed.
is very loud with his snoring. He talks a little bit in his sleep as well, but it's in giant. You perceive a figure coming towards you from the east. They're low.
Okay.
You can just about make them out in the silhouette. Because the campfire is still in the distance, and they seem to be moving in line with it a little bit, so you're picking up a little bit of her shape before they get into your vision. They're walking low and quiet. You do see something flash in their hand, however. 60 feet, if you're not going to do anything.
Could be. I'm going to alert Wolfgang. Make sure Wolfgang's ready to react if something does go down.
You know what the great thing is? The party has a perfect item for this situation, and they've never fucking used it and forgotten they even have it.
Probably.
And no, I'm not going to tell you what it is. As everyone runs to the treasury list. So yeah, Wolfgang is primed low. But as he comes into your vision, you see a man definitely of mercenary caliber. Patchy armor, bit of leather, mostly metal. And the flashing thing in his hand is a bottle. The other hand holds up a little white taper, or a little white strip of cloth. Hello?
Oh, keep it down. They're trying to sleep.
Yeah, I was
Some of
going to. Hang on. Get a bit closer.
Yep, sure.
I bring great tidings and a little request.
What?
As he scoots closer, you can make out human, probably about mid-30s. Rough. Has not shaved properly. Might have shaved once, but only while on the move on a horse that had the jitters.
It's fine. It's a human. They get scraggly around that area sometimes.
Oh, yeah. So, we have a couple of bottles of wine, and we've gotten really tired of just the wine. So, willing to trade one bottle for something a bit different if you've got any. We're open for something equal value, like this is quite nice. You assume. Don't really have the knowledge for it.
Yeah. And I don't think we've got anything to drink besides possibly wine and water. I don't think we've got any beer or anything.
You do, but it's not the party's personal supply. It is Bartras's personal stockpile. The man, the ogre travels with several kegs and a lot of rations.
No, sorry, I don't have anything to trade at the moment, unfortunately. In that
Although,
respect.
who knows what's in the pouches of the wizard?
More wine from memory.
Different wine, at least.
And he's safely secure inside his house.
Yep.
Bollocks.
Sorry, I can be much more help on that respect. Do you know anything of the lay of the land around here?
Yeah, not as much. It's not easy enough to sleep on. I've been in colder places, been in hotter ones too. It's alright, bit muggy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry, I can be much more help.
Well, I mean, let's have a look here. Yeah. Do you have a map on you?
Yes, I believe it. Well, I don't have it on me, but
Are you saying the party wouldn't trust Zarzul with their one and only map?
yes.
Probably not.
Because they'd quickly wonder, why is it burnt at one end and what's this stuff in the center?
Are you insinuating I'd use it to smoke with?
I am stating it.
That'd be one massive blunt.
I am getting a supply of all kinds of logistical data. I can see it in the air. The lines. Alright, well. You know what? Do you have anything? Nibbles or something?
I probably have something you can write on anyway, or draw on.
No nibbles. He's asking for just something
Ration.
he can just... they can bolster up
Oh,
their food
okay.
with. I mean, you
I
could
hand
also
him a
supply
couple
them.
of-
But you can see he's
Yeah.
just asking for, a nice little swap.
I can probably hand him a lot of rations.
No, I mean, we're already living on those. And I can tell you,
Um,
I don't think I'm going to be able to walk much longer if I keep having that fucking bristle.
well, apparently I have a candy apple.
You do!
How long has that candy apple been there?
From your best friends who... Did you bring them? Did you leave them in the house? You completely forgot about them.
No. The Ongay and
Yeah,
Yeah, Ogden Gay and Ole.
Ole.
yeah. Oh, there's some other things in there I hadn't remembered, but yeah.
Yeah, where did you put those fully sentient guys?
Awkward.
It's worse than,
Yep.
with Steve.
I mean, I would imagine that would probably be Castalia who has something to do with where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Any
I do
further
have
answer?
No, I left them with Orbison.
Okay, simple.
I
So-
would have left them with the Fuggle Clumps, but, they don't want anything to do with it. And we still haven't made the trip over to the Toy Maker's Sanctum again, so...
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
gives Orbison someone to play cards with.
Yeah.
I actually have a writing kit in my bag, so I'm fine there.
I don't think you want to nibble on that.
Yeah, but I'll
What is nibble slang for in New Zealand then? Over here it means like a snack or something to chew on.
I think you
yeah.
probably thought you said scribble.
Oh, I thought it was slang for like he wanted a hit. Okay, like he was looking for a.
No, he just brought a bottle of wine
Yeah.
to swap for something tasty, different.
Oh, okay. I thought he
Yeah.
wanted to get a hit from Zarzo.
This
or
is like
something.
it's like lunchtime. He wants to swap his Dairy Lee Lunchables for something a bit
Okay.
more interesting.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's about-
I'll hand him the candy apple at this point. It's about all I've got to hand over without going through somebody's pockets or stuff.
It's been
Yeah.
probably a week and a half since you got
And
that.
now it's just-
I know it's sugar coated, but it's been a week and a half, mate.
Okay.
You could lick it, and you might see something new, but that's about it. Your foot might get a
Yeah.
bit numb.
Okay, we'll leave that off. I don't.
You look inside to see a worm taking a shot of insulin.
Oh.
That's no good then. Okay. Do we actually have any food besides ration kits that we brought with us?
No,
I
I
know
think it's because otherwise we just rely on you going on hunting.
Yeah, and I haven't had a chance today. For some reason.
Oh, well.
I mean, you could always. There's a guy who clearly needs to have something to relax himself with. There's a smoking partner right here.
Mhm.
Yeah, the other thing I could do is whip up some good berries, but I don't think that's going to help too much. But it'll give them something different.
What a struggle the party have just for a fucking swap meet. I mean, if Malgurn was awake, at least he could offer him a beaver pelt to chew on.
Oh, those are long since disintegrated. Let's be real.
No, you laid them out in your room.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Lorna's probably eaten about 3 of them. Just utterly shredded and destroyed. Beaver fur everywhere. Old, dried,
Hairball.
bristly beaver fur.
Hairballs the size of a head.
Mm-hmm. Specifically the size of a head, just to remind you that she's not a cat.
Are you sure?
Very sure. All right, don't stress yourself out. It's all right, mate.
Yeah, I can offer you some pipe weed, but that's about it.
See, that's originally what I thought he wanted.
He glances out to the camp. Expected me in a wee bit, but I got a few minutes, sure. Most of my
break
stuff
off a
got
small-
soaked.
I break off a small chunk of the mellow one and hand it across.
Yeah. Very, very basic pipe. Solid piece of wood. No real flourish to it.
Yep.
Almost a wasted opportunity, this pipe. This could have all kinds of weird decorations. This could be a sneering goblin.
Yep. Break out my pipe and pack it a bit as well.
You from the city?
Yeah, a roundabout. I'm passing through this area.
Oh, it's, okay, I guess you're not then, alright. I was wondering if you're one of the, the in-house ones.
No, I travelled into the area.
Yeah. It's probably gonna sound a bit offensive. It's weird seeing your lot, like this.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shock seeing the city like it is.
I mean, I got nothing against you lot or anything. It's just, you hear stories about cave dwellers and all. Didn't expect you guys to be alright just running about.
Yep, hey, it happens. Everything in this world is interesting.
No, I've got to go against that one. I've known some blokes. I've had a few girlfriends as well. I can safely say there's a bit of interest in them.
Okay.
I met this one. I can only think of her now in terms of of paint drying on a wall.
That's not a good way to be.
There's another one. She had a rock, but
I need to stop playing some of my other.
we're getting some extra audio here.
Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from. I gotta figure it out.
There's a phone. There's a Chromebook. There's other tabs or a TV. Yeah, no, but she had this rock, right? Now, she talked to it. That's what she did with her day. She come home and talked to that rock on her desk before she talked to me.
It's a little strange.
Now, you look at that person, you don't think they're interesting. You think, fuck me, that's boring.
Talking to a rock. Strange. A little worrying.
Yeah, well, I got shot over quick enough anyway.
Yeah.
So, you got a group or a flag or anything?
Not really. I'm from the Gidim clan. We moves around a little bit.
Huh. That's a big lad there. What the fuck are you feeding him?
Just about everything. He's with us on our travel.
That's a Bartress
Yeah.
one, isn't it?
Yes, you've heard of her?
Oh,
Him?
that's a new rumor we've got to add. Yeah. Two blokes we were trying to convince the chief with the as he pulls out a badge on him. The Griffin Pinions. That's us, apparently. I prefer the Leverjacks myself, but times change, groups change.
Yep.
You got to move on. But yeah, we were trying to convince the chief to hire him, but apparently he's just too bloody expensive. I can believe that. Mind you, it looks like you're getting the work out of him as he looks at the bloodied legs. that are sticking out of the tent. Because
Yeah.
even though the tent is huge, it is not big enough.
Yeah, that was interesting. I should probably tell you that we ran across a campsite, and the roots were coming out of the ground into people.
Ooh.
We managed to sort of save one when we yanked him out of there. Let's just say he's not going to be walking for a while.
No, it's not that. It's just thinking about, yeah, you did pull him out of there. You could have sliced a leg, but you instead let Bartress yank him.
Yeah, but if it's, where would we have sliced it? We probably would have had to go. Yeah, it was not good either way.
I was really surprised that happened. Yeah. You see,
Were you?
you see a lot of shock and surprise in his face, but he's interested. Interested
Yeah,
enough that you hear a boom as the wine is opened.
Yeah.
You got any follow-ups?
I described the scene, and I was trying to follow back to what did it, and give a brief description of the farmhouse and warning not to approach such a place.
And the meat
Turned out to
circle.
be bad. Yes.
Meat circle. Fuck that meat circle.
And a general direction and of where it was. Warned them it's not a good place.
The meat circle, yes. Yeah, he's got two little, bits of his mess tin and all. Offering one, because for all of Zarzul's charm, there is something about sharing a bottle lip with a draconic-looking little critter. Seems like separate glasses might be a better idea, just in case. You never know. He might get something.
Yeah, no, it's fine. All good.
And as you take a sip, it's pretty good. This is highly drinkable wine.
Excellent.
Good flavor to it. Good body. Tastes like grapes. I'm trying to think of all the things Zarzul would recognize with it, but roll nature.
Okay. Where's me nature? Here's me nature.
Okay, it tastes like some sort of land bead. You're not entirely sure what grapes are, but it's some sort of berry.
Yep. No, land fruit of some form. Excellent. Most
Doesn't
wines
grow
are
on a
made of
tree,
fruit.
grows on a vine. You know that at least. But yes,
Okay.
this is good. Not enough to get you blocked or anything, like he refills the cups a few times if you continue with stories of your exploits.
I describe our arrival at the city a bit, fighting off the bloody strange elves and their chimera thingies.
Oh, I heard about that, yeah. We were already in the town by that point, well, most of us were, I think a few lads. They got the delay, yeah. That was you, Lauren.
Yeah. Yeah, that was... Yeah, that and going into the poor quarters was not fun times.
Apparently we're not to bother with the elves. Well, the chief says we're just to focus on the orcs because there's a bounty for the tusks. Yeah. So at the end,
Okay,
pays more than just chasing after weird guys with branch horns.
Yes, but I have a feeling the weird guys with branched horns are the reason why we found that camp earlier. It looked more like their sort of thing.
Yeah, she's got a reasonable eye.
So, well, you may not be paid to go after them. I'd be very wary of them.
Oh, I mean, of course we'll defend ourselves and all I got there, but we're here to do a few jobs, you know. We're not really out to we're not going to be the ones who chase after the general or win this war or anything like. We're just doing good work.
Yep.
So I'm not too worried about running into something like that there. We should be alright.
Yep.
Anyways, I think they're going to expect me back now, so, Chin Chin, as he clinks the mess tin, knocks back the last of the wine.
Yep. Stay safe out there.
Oh, not a chance of that. I wouldn't get paid otherwise. Yeah, you have a good one yourself.
Yep.
And your watch comes to a close.
Okay, go and get the next people.
Who?
It was the mercenaries, wasn't it?
Good, you remembered. Well, one of them.
It'd be funny if it was the one he was just talking to.
He just chases after him. Hey, would you like to do me a favor? Yeah, you wake up, Yannick.
Yeah, and I also mentioned about the mercenary that turned up.
Oh, I can't stop fucking yawning for some reason. I don't feel tired. The yawn just keeps coming. Irritating.
Am I that boring?
Nah, it's got nothing to do with that. It's a complete coincidence, but it happened 3 times in a row. We're talking. The thing is, that's completely
Shit.
serious. I have no idea why the fuck it's happening. I am blaming this phantom flu.
Probably.
Mind you, my eyes are also gunging up, so yeah, I'll blame the phantom flu for this. Oh god, they sting now. But yes, let's have a look at what he does then. Let's see. Pretty damn well, as he stands on watch. And then he has the unenviable task of approaching the tent.
Dun dun dun.
Has it been making noise all this time?
No.
Yeah, I think if the noise had kept going at this point, they both had to wake up with increased exhaustion.
Zing.
It's time for the last watch, sir, madam. He just sort of shifts his hand against the flap of the tent. He's not opening it up. He's not peering in.
Mm-hmm. Come on, hon. Our turn.
I want to save 10 more minutes, but then I also want to save 10 more minutes a different way. Yes, get up. I need to get up.
Yep.
I'm getting lost in this. Ugh. And so the two emerge. Castalia getting dressed, very quick one for dancer's outfit. Congrats, meanwhile. Trouser shirt, he glances at his plate armor. It takes an hour to put on. Shuffles out with just his maul on his shoulder. I might need to get something a little smaller just in case, but yeah. The big stretches.
Well, let's see how good we see.
Got a little...
Advantage.
Advantage, yeah.
Yeah. Not good.
Well, you know.
You're distracted by something.
Yeah, you're distracted. We won't say by
Everyone
what.
who's a mild bit awake is distracted by the glowing dragonborn.
The moonlight shimmers off his scales beautifully.
The sun peaks up just a bit, then goes back down for another 10 minutes. It is not yet time for the starter set.
I was getting a bit tense earlier.
Well, there's not much room in the tent.
Sweetie, I mean more just, Oh, no, I get that now. You look great. No, just mean with the conversation all earlier was getting a bit. It seems the group's not all that close knit. Is what I'm gonna say, diplomatically. I think.
Sadly, no.
Just hope it's not gonna cause problems. This.
It shouldn't. Hopefully.
That was a weird place.
Yes.
They're too exhausted.
Pretty much.
Yeah, well, seems like everything's all right out here. Nah, I'm only joking.
Yeah.
Nah, we gotta do our 2 hours. Oh boy, but yeah, that was a heck of a time. You did great.
You did wonderfully.
Yeah, no, that would have meant to tell everyone's, but they did great as well. Can't just be all about me. I really
We
fucking
can
hope it's
let
not
them-
about him.
You can let them know at breakfast. I'm sure they'd love to hear it.
I'm just doing what I should. You vote the way you move. Think a bit about dancer training's actually rubbing off properly. And then we move on further. Feeling a bit guilty though.
Hmm?
It's partly my idea we go into that place. People could have lost their lives there. Especially
It's
your friend
fine.
Cornelius.
Oh God. How he could.
I'm happy to charge ahead. I don't like to think of dragging people down with me. Oh, that shivers the scales.
Don't let it bother you.
I think for what I am, I have to. But thanks anyway, sweetie.
No problem.
And the sun rises. No real incidents. The campfire in the distance died a little early, but that's about it. So, you all get your shit back, but you would on a long rest, which includes stuff like half your hit dice, losing 1 stack of exhaustion, spell slots, usable abilities, all the fun stuff. And the party can get right back into ripping apart Karina Caskmore.
Malgern gets up, puts out for Brokers. Oh, good, you're awake.
I just imagine he walks over to the cart, jumps on one side, shakes it vigorously until he hears a yelp from the elf and says, "Oh good, you're up."
And then pulls out the long bundle of notes he's made during the night.
The list of grudges. It's just beginning. He hasn't had time to carve them into rock yet.
I mean, on the topic of breakfast, there is the unpleasant sight, though, of Barger's legs, which just look like they've got big, scaly caterpillars all over it as he's scabbed up. Oh, I'll be fine. I've just got to stop. Oh, very itchy. Oh. As he just sort of leans one leg against the other. Oh, yes. I'll be fine. I'm fine. I'm in full vigor. Don't you worry about me.
I imagine it's like hearing two bits of sandpaper just going up against each other.
Along with two logs.
Yeah. Well, good to see you're in good spirit.
Always. You see, me, I love the world. I think big, and with my big thoughts come big revelations. Like this life is a good life for me. Plus, you've hired me, so you know, service with a smile.
Well, seems like I'm getting my money's worth.
Bet you are, mate. After all, you've not only got one of the best mercs in the business, which is me. I'm really good. You've got yourself a bestie buddy because we're the big brain boys. It gives you a tap in your chest with the back of his hand, which nearly sends you reeling.
Yes, we most certainly do.
As Cornelius lives out his hell of being bullied by the jock who then tries to make him his friend. He's just waiting for the homework to get slapped down in front of him. Alger
From
Zarzul.
From the sorcerer who somehow made it into wizarding school.
Just cruising on talent.
Yeah.
No, it's worse. This guy's got a fucking scholarship because he's good at sports. He's fucking ace in Quidditch. He doesn't know how to cast a single spell, but man, he can wallop those balls.
Anyway, you were saying something, Malgern, Zarzul?
Yeah, it's morning. What are you guys up to? Any conversations? Anything's happening? Like, it's your fucking turn to talk.
Existential crisis.
Congrats is busy putting on his armor. It takes a while, even with Castalia's help. Takes longer with Castalia's help, to be honest.
Oh god, how long's it going to take me? Because technically I was in plate armor as well. Oh, fuck. So I'm probably still trying to put on my armor.
Yours also takes longer because Lorna.
Yeah.
Because when you're trying to do something, even a not a cat is a problem, because now they want attention.
I'm going to help Malgern by trying to distract Lorna and a bit more training, or helping him actually get the gear on, one of the two. Are
you trying to convey anything in this training? Or are you just trying to calm her down, keep her out of Malgern's way?
It's just teaching her how to take a step back and not be well behaved.
Oh, this is a great mental image. We have the tiny kobold, heavily armed and armored as he is, trying to teach the displacer beast to back up.
Oh no.
To give ground.
I'm guessing athletics.
Animal handling, right?
Yeah, animal handling. Like, you're still able to convey.
Would he be getting advantage? I don't know if I'm too busy putting on the armor.
You are fully occupied getting all your straps and buckles in place.
Okay.
As you look across at Congrats, who is got a sexy tiefling at his hand while he's getting his straps and buckles in place.
Sexy dragonborn.
He's got the one woman in the group that you can tolerate. Except for at one time that Zarzul was a girl.
Yeah. I actually forgot that wore off.
Oh wow.
It was uncursed.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the point
You
is I
still
forgot
have the
that-
bracelet. It's still in one of the party's pockets. Yeah, she seems a little resistant because she wasn't disadvantaged for that roll. But, you know, like there's a curl of the lip and you're ready to fucking run and let Wolfgang get in front here. You're also trying to make sure that you're looking at the right one. You're making eye contact, both ways. You're looking like a chameleon right now.
I have to do that sometimes.
But yeah, you managed to get her to, like, to gently say, just step back, just in case. You're able to convey it without any kind of authoritative and intimidating tone. It's just a gentle step back, and she seems ready to paw back. All 6 of them.
Excellent. We're finally getting through to her.
Much easier than the fluff ball.
Oh, you're just saying
Yes.
that because of a personal vendetta.
Oh yeah.
It's just because he's better than Cornelius, that's all. He's proved
Well,
it
he's
twice.
better than everyone. He's the best.
Yep. But he's proved it with Cornelius.
He's just
Everyone's-
fucking lucky.
Go on.
No, I was about to say he's lucky that it didn't go for the second cast. If it wasn't just bleeding out of his fucking orifices from the first attack.
Like, with the others, he knows he's better than them. But with Cornelius, he has proved it to everyone. Twice. So,
Next time I'm
speaking
putting
of
it in
it,
the fucking ground.
Caskmore, how's your waking up? Is she here?
He's currently muted.
Might have him be use her phone for the actual purpose. That's a bugger.
Hmm.
These things are phones? Oh.
How did I not know this?
Oh, apparently I accidentally hit the mute button.
Yeah,
Oh,
you've
wait,
been
that-
muted for a very long time. I just didn't want to point it out in case you were actually
Yeah,
doing something
you
that's...
know, I
Okay.
can't hear if you got a phone call from mom or not.
No, that was just apparently I was muted.
Well done.
I would
Caskmore,
only be-
morning has arisen.
She would not get up unless somebody woke her up. She is exhausted, and she's still technically one stack of exhausted.
Well, the problem is there's a chubby paw being pushed at you. There's weight being flopped against you because it is time to eat. Specifically, it is time to feed. You don't have to eat, but he has to.
And if Mama ain't waking up, well... Dinner sounds... meat's back on the menu.
The head stretching out on neck. The beak opening.
Apples were at bedtime.
He keeps on shoving and pushing. He manages to shove you enough that you get into the horrible glint of ray of sunlight that's peering through the awning.
Apples were why you hate me.
He completely ignores you as he continues to paw and tweet. Honestly, there's this horrible moment where you shudder as you realize, not entirely unlike Morning with Horizon West. He puts his pants in better places, though. But you now realize both your mornings will now have fuzziness.
I mean, fuzzy is fine. It just depends on, what the fuzzy is demanding. In this case, fuzzy demands breakfast.
Yes.
I mean, that's what every man wants.
Well, she gets up and she would go start trying to get Professor some breakfast.
To be fair, we only want that in morning. When it becomes later, then we want dinner. We are complex creatures. So yes, Rain emerges from the wagon.
Looking only half dead.
Your hair is a horrendous mess because of Pufflesworth tramping on it. As he kept on changing sides of where to push and nose and paw at you. Morning. As Kagratz
Morning.
greets, then looks away. Because he doesn't know what the air really is in the camp right now.
How are you?
Very well rested. Just
Well,
a tiny
that's
quiet
all I-
giggles of the devil.
Ah, well, so... I happen to be very well rested now that I can have a full night's sleep.
Yeah. So, we're heading off again.
Yes, so let's try not to get too distracted this time. After all, we are kind of on a schedule here.
You can't deny that place was important, though.
I mean, that depends on if you outwaste one person's life or one's potential life.
I mean, I'm weighing it against... That was evil.
True. But
That
no
was
one's
evil
life was at
clambering
stake
out.
at the very moment.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know that.
Be careful talking morals with a guy who literally shines gloriously incandescent. Oh, yeah, since... Morning, of course. Oh, man, I've got to put up with him again. As once again, the thing that is too glorious to be called a mere horse appears. The mighty noble steed, who is a little miffed to be relegated to just pulling a cart with a big ogre in the back.
Why
luckily-
the gosh, that's bright even for this time of the morning.
Yeah, he really, really loves the showmanship. As he just locks eyes with it for a moment. Oh, yeah, he's in a mood today. Well, I didn't bring any sugar cubes or salt licks, so stuff it. Don't you pout, he walks off. Don't you pout at me.
I think he's gonna pout.
Oh, it is. It's doing the horse equivalent of pouting. Stamping his feet a little bit. Showing off, but unlike with Pufflesworth, the moment that Congrats takes the reins, he's back under command. To be fair, though, it was because of a magical compulsion of training, not actual training. Just so full of himself. Alright, so we're... Any other business?
Do not believe so. All we know is that we also have to keep a more observant eye of any Shadowfell creature that might be attacking us now, besides the orcs.
Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Unless they're completely invisible again, that was a large problem. And so the party set off, I suppose, without anyone having awkward conversations with Rain.
Well, I mean, Cornelius already knows about this. Like, there's nothing new for him to add. This is old news to him.
Yeah.
Well, I was also talking about the rest of the party. There's more than just you fucking two.
Yeah, I'm just giving my reasoning.
I already
Well,
had my awkward conversation.
So we're gonna destroy the book then.
I'd be okay with that.
Perhaps
Yeah.
one.
We could always just
Yes, but
Read
not
the
right
book.
now.
Well, no, we don't have the tools to destroy it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw what happened last time we introduced something magical to fire.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
most certainly did.
Lifetime ban.
Yes. We'll need to have to deal with. Need to deal with these wards before doing anything else. Until we find a solution for it, we're just gonna have to try and keep it safe. Of course, the easiest one, unfortunately, the most counterintuitive, but the easiest way to deal with it would be to find the keys, unlock it, and then be able to dispose of it as the wards will be dealt with.
That's the idea.
What was that?
What?
You okay?
As you glance trying to remember, oh right, Nedry, who has just woken up to most of the skeleton being put in the same place again.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's fine. How are you doing this morning?
Much the same. Still haven't got one of my legs.
Are you
Otherwise,
feeling a
fine.
little better? Are you feeling a little better?
Oh, yeah. I don't like how it looks. This is terrifying, this thing.
Which thing?
Yeah, the remains of the skeleton we pulled with us.
Well, I wanted to make sure whether it was a skeleton or his leg.
It should worry you that we have to ask such questions.
Do you know why it's full of expensive stuff?
Okay, it's the skeleton.
I
It's a
mean, a
long
whole
story,
leg
but-
would probably fetch a decent price, let's be fair here.
It's a long story, but we defeated it.
Oh, I know that bit. I'm just wondering why... Oh, I... Oh. I know it hasn't got a head, but I could swear it's looking at me.
Do we have another place we can put it?
I could put a sheet over it. Probably should have done that, actually, to be fair, but we were using all the canvas for
Yeah.
the tents and whatnot.
Yeah, let's do that then. We gotta try and make sure he's more
I'll put it in
comfortable.
the upper wagon, actually. That's probably a better idea. It's a bit
Yeah,
more
that-
space,
that-
more space, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be better.
Because you see him, like, he's running off to the right to get the canvas, and he changes his mind, starts talking about changing it into the wagon, so he goes the other direction, then he starts going back because he has to put the canvas back in place. Before finally coming back with a rattling skeleton. Without a head.
Poor guy.
Rich Uncle Skelly Bones into the other wagon with you.
That's better,
That's
thanks.
Yeah, that's as I pick up the just pick up the skull that was left behind. It's going. Let's try at least to keep it somewhat in peace, so he could get a somewhat restful body.
So you pick
Indeed.
it up, and the stone that was inside rolls out. Because the cab at least was smashed. But yeah,
Yeah.
there is the rest of it. There is the face, there is the teeth, there is the jaw. And some vertebrae still attached. Though not attached. They're floating by magic. Ooh. So yeah, you just slide it in place. Pufflesworth bats at it. As you chuck it in the back, Cornelius, he narrows his eyes at you. You're putting things in his territory.
I just close my fist and let a little few bits of lightning just come out.
He digs his claws into the bed of a wagon. Feathers and fur bristling.
Pufflesworth.
It's a stare down.
Yeah.
Is it time for the
He
rumble?
just kind of puts the hand in front of his face and just pushes it to the side.
Oh, he's gonna resist that.
Oh, I figured he would.
Ooh. It's not great.
Athletics?
Yep.
The button, please. Thank you.
Oh,
Well,
Too bad that I'm rolling at a disadvantage.
yep.
are you meant to be rolling at disadvantage?
Yeah, remember she had
That's
2
all
stacks of exhaustion, so
Okay.
she still has 1.
So yeah, you try to pull back, but Pufflesworth is standing his ground as he stares down the whiz.
She just kind of stares for a moment, then just goes, I'm too tired for this, and gets back in the wagon.
And then Cornelius, he looks at you and turns around and walks away. Because he doesn't have to prove it with you. He's won.
I don't really fucking care. It's a dumb owl bear. But I wasn't about to go away. So
You getting just like him. I wasn't gonna let the little. I was gonna walk away from the little shit. No, let him do it. And Pufflesworth trying.
I feel like I
on the
won.
Rain's lap. Well, don't forget, Cornelius. He's stupid.
Yeah.
He thinks about it only in his terms. He's won. Because
and Cornelius, you say that, but Cornelius is over here like, no, I've won.
look at that intelligent modifier.
Oh, so good.
But yeah, he throws himself triumphantly onto Rain's lap.
Rain just cuddles him and just kind of like settles in, wishing that she was.
As she pulls him up against her chest, Cornelius, his head's over her shoulder, staring at you again.
I've already walked away.
Feel the eyes on the back of your head.
It was more the fact that he wasn't about to back down in case that if he turns, that he came running for him.
He was.
soon as
If
he
you'd
walked-
turned first, he would have charged.
Yeah.
Because he's an evil little shit.
Well, you know, maybe Pufflesworth is.
How do you know they ditched alignment in this edition? He's not evil. He just has a mission.
Oh, he's not alignment evil. He's just an evil little brat.
Yeah.
He's too stupid to know about good and evil. But he can be a bully.
Uh
Especially to a nerd.
huh.
Even with one intelligence, he knows Cornelius is the nerd. He's never going to mate.
He's not wrong.
He's not big enough, he's not strong enough.
Pufflesworth's the best.
Yes.
He'll have no problems.
It's gonna be real bad whenever he gets full size, huh?
Hopefully by then there's been more time for training.
He'll have learned one more thing.
By then, is rapidly approaching.
The thing he'll have learned is he is much stronger than the wizard.
That depends on how many levels Cornelius have before he's fully grown.
So I'm just imagining Pufflesworth just standing outside of Cornelius's door, and as Cornelius opens up the door, he just puts his paw in and closes it again.
Or even just puts his paw in place, he's trying to push it out and he can't fucking move him. And he's wondering, it's a nice fucking door and it's my room, I don't want to have to cast Thunder Wave.
Alright, at this point I don't even have to use door teleports.
As he looks at the window and thinks, is it worth wasting Featherfall? I just want to go outside. And so the party set off again. Getting back on the road or going off?
So far we haven't had any indication that there's danger yet. So I believe we can still follow the road.
I mean, your first day you were getting boulders thrown at you.
Yeah.
But that was day one. This is probably fine.
This is day 2. This is day 3. They found their range.
The ranging fire is finally paid off. Yeah.
There's just a goblin painted bright red clinging to the wagon. Ah, the rangefinder. They've painted us, man. We've been marked. And yes, trundling along on the open road. It's pretty wide. Pretty well traveled. Definitely not as tidy and clean as it was exiting the city. Also, quite a lot of diversions in the way. Like, it's many lanes in regular terms. There's a lot of rocks. There's quite a few smash wagons now in the way. Some that just look like they popped a wheel at some point from overuse. There is, now and again, dug deep into the dirt, the heavy marching boots of many, many people, both directions. And then the rain falls. And it falls hard this time.
Mm.
It is pelting off horse, off wood, off anyone sitting up front or back. Even Bartris is pulling up his tent to try and just keep it off his head for a bit. And it is starting to cut off the range of sight. It is hammering down for hour after hour. Does the party do anything to try and alleviate this moment of crisis?
Maybe pull over to the side, find some shelter, just waiting to see if it drizzles down a bit.
Do we have any idea how long it's going to last?
If you had a druid, maybe. You don't, so no.
How dense does the cloud layer look at the moment? Does it look like there's going to be a lighter cloud layer?
It's fucking hard to make out the clouds.
Ugh.
Yeah, it is heavily overcast and the clouds are blending in with the darkness of the sky. Like, it feels like the sun went back down again. This is what we term a normal day here in autumn.
I'm sorry, I can't relate.
That's okay, just eat more of your blue candy. Don't worry about your teeth falling out. You can throw them at gators to annoy them.
Raiden can't have blue.
What color are blueberries? Blueberries are fucking purple!
It's-
There is no blue food. So, any other thoughts from the party?
I think we're going to have to push on through this.
Malgern's no stranger to pushing through things.
On the bright side, you can still see the mighty steed pulling the second wagon.
I'm guessing the mighty steed is not affected by the rain at all.
Oh, it is. But it's majestic. Like, it is now shampoo ad style that tosses its mane. Somehow there are still sparkling butterflies flapping alongside it, untouched by the water.
Are you sure? Are you sure it isn't just a small pocket opens up in the sky and a single beam of light shines down upon this steed?
Oh no, that's happening for Congrats instead. Because the world likes him, Malgern. Just him and his devil. But no, it's worse, you see, because the sunlight would make you think, oh, he's just getting through it. But no, in this case, he's making it work for him. It's even worse. Like nothing will fucking flap this damn horse. And the rain beats down.
Why would you do that, Rain?
Well, to be fair, she's got ample reason to do it with you.
Yeah, I imagine we'll go 10 more minutes, and if it's still not seeming to be letting down, then we're gonna camp up for a little bit. Try and wait it out, since it's, I imagine at this point, like, it's impossible to see anything.
Pretty much at this point. I mean, you still got the road ahead of you. But you're seeing in increments of 5 and 10 feet. And from then on, it gets hazy. But I mean, it's still a road. Like, you can still see the difference between road and tree. So that's nice, at least. But it is just walloping down.
Doing okay there, Bartris?
It's alright. I got lessons of swimming when I was a child. The main thing is you keep your head above and don't look up with your mouth open. I lost a brother to that.
Was his brother a turkey?
No, he's just an ogre. Not big thinkers.
No, they're big brain boys.
He is. He's unique. getting a bit iffy with the old feet, though. Bit feeling like a bit of an, what do you call them, like a swap. I'm seeing red coming out and brown going in.
Alright, let's try and take a 30-minute break then.
I'm a bit ashamed to admit this. I'm stuck.
Oh no.
Oh no. Cornelius. Can you make Malgern big and have Malgern pull him out?
Maybe make a disc to pull himself up on.
The disc is
will
not
be
that
able to
stable.
hold- Yeah. I imagine that he'll be able to do more than 500 pounds of pressure.
Well, I'm all
Okay.
for just pulling him out. How about this time, Malgern?
Yeah, we can give it a shot. Trying to sound enthused.
Good. Like, he's all friendly looking with everybody else, but at that point, there was definitely a dragon present on his face there. There was some sternness. And getting out there, you almost want to just pitch forward and keep the head down as it's just hammering down. It's making all kinds of fucking noise on your two plate mails. Oh, this is horrible. It's a terrible idea, but we gotta help him. Let's get going. It's just that amount of rain where you feel you have to run everywhere. You don't want to move slowly at any point here. And there is just the horrible pop and splop of your feet going.
I'm going to use as much guidance as I can
Sorry.
to help out.
Well, Kagratz is going to use his peerless athlete, for he is without a peer. He's just that good.
Yes, and I give him an extra 1d4.
Well, I mean, you
I
might as
can
well give
make
that to
him that little
Malgern
bit
instead.
Oh, I'm giving them both. It's only an action.
Concentration. You can do it
One at
once.
a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll help out Malgern then.
He needs it. Are you making him big, or are you just clicking this check it?
I just accidentally clicked it.
Okay.
I'll wait and see to see if they're actually gonna need it.
And yeah, Bartris is there and mid shin and sinking a bit further into the
Oh,
road.
jeez.
Well, the fairy's an ogre, like, the legs are not actually that long. They're very big bodied and big armed. Yeah, it's not happened before. It's not because of me, it's because of the rain. You know, I mean, I'm meant to be this big. I'm an ogre. As he's just putting his big hands on his stomach, which is a little bit bigger for an ogre. He's eating well. So, yeah. It's alright if I get a hand.
So what would this be? Athletics?
Yeah.
And Zarzul gave me
Ooh,
advantage.
fuck. A bad roll from Kagratz for once.
I give you a plus D4.
D4, yeah, he doesn't give you advantage.
Okay.
But you still outbeat the Congrats.
Hang on. if
Oh,
he,
I
if he
guess
did it
that's
right.
roll.
Why was I didn't realize there was a period.
Unfortunately, as you're trying to pull him up, his hands come down to try and help as well, and all three of you, a little bit lower.
No.
It's all right.
Alright.
It's all right. Didn't get it the first time. We do it again. This time with effort.
Could guidance help?
Don't worry about it.
Yep. Also, you still got another D4. I think. Does guidance
Oh,
continue, or does it get used up for once?
I don't.
Okay, it
Well,
ends
I
yeah,
can
after the
touch him
first.
again.
Yeah, it ends after the first time.
Yeah.
Trying to remember.
28 if I have guidance still.
Nah, it doesn't matter,
Yeah,
but
it's
26
one.
and 21 are enough. As yeah, this horrible slurping plop as Bartress is pulled free. Congrats, Smelgern, both wrenching feet out horribly. Luckily, Bartress is merciful as he helps pull you two out as well. It's a bit easier. He's actually weaker than you guys statistically, but just for mass, for pulling purposes, he's a lot better at it. And then, yeah, you guys pull over, getting into the nice tree-rooted and grass-knotted dirt. It's a lot easier to keep upright, to not sink. And the rain hammers down. And then time passes. Anything you guys do to fill in time? Any socializing? Any actual inter-party connections whatsoever?
My role-playing game, get the fuck out of here.
You will at some point if you don't start.
Rain is just looking very depressed.
Alright, emo elf, one down. Pufflesworth is surveying the various people who are infiltrating his territory, deciding if he's okay with this or not. Who all is in the big wagon?
Well, Cornelius is definitely riding the wagon.
He's done with Cornelius.
Are the mercenaries riding or walking?
The two hobgoblins prefer. Well, I think they're actually controlling and the storage of a second smaller wagon with Nedry.
I'd walk with them.
So you're in the smaller one, okay. We'll say Castelli and Congrats are in the bigger one.
Mm-hmm.
By necessity. Zarzul and Wolfgang then, the bigger one?
Yep.
So let's see then. Zarzul, Wolfgang, Congrats, Castalia. Pufflesworth takes exception at the huge brass-scaled dragonborn and sidles up to him. Narrowing his eyes, digging in his paws, tensing up and puffing. Trying to do his little stamp at the front with his chest out. And Congrats just... No. And as Pufflesworth tackles him, he has no hope of actually hitting his AC.
I imagine it just sounds like someone hitting a frying pan.
Well, he hits his foot, because that's not metal covered, and Pufflesworth is at least smart enough to go for the skin, but it's just, these are thick metallic dragon scales on a big muscled leg. So he just charges in, the leg doesn't move, Pufflesworth just recoils. Before he goes stamping back. Choose another target. Zarzul. As he's stamping back now, furious because he was defeated. He just looks over at you, Zarzul.
Aha.
And immediately charges.
Look. Okay. Athletics or acrobatics?
Oh no, it's an attack.
Oh, okay. Nope.
You little munchkin, you. So, it's a near hit. So you don't like pirouette out of the way and he runs into the wall or anything. You just shuffle aside. What do you do in response? As he's just growling and tweeting at you. Rain doing nothing apparently.
Yep. I look him dead in the eyes and say, "No, you're being a brat."
No.
You can be better than this.
He looks pretty big.
Okay. Hmm.
This is a willpower thing. This is a charisma roll. Don't worry, you don't have to meet 18 because you are still an incredibly powerful hero and whatnot. And he's a jumped up
Okay.
little squirt.
So I'm guessing saving throw charisma.
Not a saving throw, it's just a contest, so raw charisma. That's part of why I'm saying you don't have to beat an 18. You had to beat a 5.
Nice.
Instinctively.
Wolfgang is assisting.
Uh huh.
I think Wolfgang is just sleeping. Zarzul, you're not terrified by it, but there is this horrible little instinctive bit in your tiny reptilian mind that just decides this is a snarling animal of some size. This is bad. The rest of you's thinking, I've fucking killed monsters. I've slaughtered shit. I hunt the undead. So you're more angry at yourself than you are scared of him.
Yep. God damn it. Couple bloody ancestry.
It's like a person being scared of a beetle. Like, it shouldn't be. You can just stand on this thing. In your case, it's a bit tricky. But you are far stronger than this little shit. It's just, it triggered something.
Yep.
Any response?
I'm just gonna shove him out of the way.
Oh, that'll be athletics.
Don't worry, I may have a slight.
You give him a shove and he pushes you right back. And now Wolfgang is alerting up. But Pufflesworth, having shoved Zarzul onto the floor, just brings that big wide face down over your snout and then pushes away and walks back to Rain. He has now beaten 2 of the party. In his mind, he has won completely and utterly. There is no possible way that Zarzul could ever beat him. Because he's the best. The problem is, though, whenever he gets to Rain, he's pawing, tugging at her sleeve, because she's not looking. She's not seeing him being amazing. Look! As he then...
Oh, hi, Pufflesworth.
Yeah. As he keeps pulling and tugging and then goes back to Zarzul getting up, and because of that bad roll, he just puts a paw down again. He looks proud.
Pufflesworth. No. No. Come here.
Wolfgang can do something if he wishes, Zarzul. He's annoyed. Some pet is interfering with his pet. Just realized how much of a session is Pufflesworth, but that's what you get.
Do I make him come?
Yeah.
Phrasing.
Well, he's shown off, so he's quite happy to go back for attention, because he's earned it. Because he's the best. This is good. He's being rewarded for what he's done.
Sid, you're a bad boy.
He doesn't look like he agrees.
She shakes her head.
He flops himself. Under Rain, of course.
I don't think he agrees with your statement.
I don't think he does either.
All the fight's gone out of her.
Oof. Wolfgang's
Yeah,
going
she's
to sort of
tired and she's depressed.
Wolfgang just going to growl at the little stupid idiot.
You can roll intimidation if you want.
Yeah, I can try.
It's just charisma if he doesn't have it.
Yeah. Wolves don't really come with a lot of skills for some reason.
Olber's got a ton of skills. He knows how to lockpick.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Why?
because he's a rogue. He's a henchman.
Wait, oh, that's. Oh, I don't like that. That's bullshit.
Bloody hell. What's up with my
Pufflesworth
rolls
too
today?
dumb to care.
Fair enough.
Congrats, however. Saw Zarzul get humiliated that way. And the cart rocking as he gets up and starts to shuffle down its length to where Rain is. Rain. Hi there.
Yes.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could teach your little puffball there a little lesson.
Sure.
Thanks. I'll give you a moment. And just Pufflesworth is ripped out of your lap by this huge hand that just fucking holds him out in the rain. There is some angry tweeting. There are some growls and flailings of stubby limbs. And when he's put back down, he looks like he's been drowned. I think that'll sink in.
You would be surprised.
Oh, that's easy, Ben. We'll do it again.
Yes, please do.
Now you're small and you're stupid. But don't you go pushing my little brother. And now Congrats is going to intimidate Pufflesworth. Considering he's gigantic and he won, he does get advantage on this. He beat him in combat after all.
But now, there
Yeah,
we go.
Pufflesworth understands this at least. Not scared shitless, defiant, but for now, he won't cause shit.
He waits in the
Yes.
shadows.
And Congrats has moved up to the top of his list.
When Congrats is at his lowest hit point, when he has 1 hit point left during battle, Pufflesworth will see his dance.
Castalia will light him the fuck up, I imagine.
Absolutely.
Could have been playing cards. A few more hours pass. A few ration packs opened up and crunched on a bit. Just a lunchtime thing. The rain slowly eases off, but visibility doesn't return all that quickly. Inordinately quick, a fog is hanging around the ground.
Oh, great.
It's not... No, it's obscuring the ground, but it's not obscuring the distance. It's just hanging low. But with the raucous of the rain gone, there is sounds to the south. There's deep bellowing voices. But they're trying to be quiet, and it's not working. And then there's just an out-and-out roar. Not draconic, not lion. Familiar, though.
Oh dear.
If one of you wants to roll intelligence. Who are you, Zarzul? That's his catchphrase. Oh dear.
You're just not feeling very smart.
It's enough, though. Well, it will be once hers pops in. There we go. Yeah, you guys recognize it. It seems it's the same roar you heard from Batanaruk that you dealt with.
Hmm.
A demonically tinged bellow.
Does it sound like it's coming towards us, or is it just in the distance?
Doesn't sound all that distant. Doesn't sound like it's coming closer, either.
But yeah, probably should be stopping over. That's a little too close. I believe orcs are afoot.
Very much so.
Well, it does save us the trouble of having to go off in a different direction if it keeps coming towards us.
Set up ambush. Or at least get positioned.
Yes.
Rain. Can you call out a familiar, see if you can find them? How long is the familiar takes? 10 minutes or an hour?
An hour.
Okay, yeah, no, never mind.
Just had a sneezing fit there. Throat's already getting rough. Left eye's profusely watering. Status is not great. Oh, God.
Do you want to
I
hold
got
it
the
here?
fucking jab for this. I got the vaccine.
That's
Why am I getting nobbled like this? Like, it's happened 3 or 4 times in the past. I get the jab most years. But it's
You want to stop
irritating.
here?
No. Let's continue on. I want to get rid of a wizard. Actually, let's see
Which?
here. Yeah, we have done 2 hours. Yeah, I'm going to have to call this. My throat is wrecked.
no, that's perfectly okay.
Alright.
Especially if we're also about to go into combat and you're not feeling
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Like, it's the left eye, but it's the throat that's the problem here.
That's the worst. It really is, and the fact
That's
that
the reason I
game
haven't
is
been able to
getting-
do any sessions.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Yeah.
this game
And
is
technically it's also 3:30 at your time right now.
Not quite yet. It hasn't ticked on the clock for some reason. Still says 2:34. Weird.
Oh yeah, it's
yeah.
3. Sorry.
Yeah,
No,
I guess it is 3 o'clock, but yeah, we've only been streaming
Yeah.
for 2 hours. Like, OBS at least keeps track of that, but yeah. We're gonna have to call
Yeah,
this
well,
just because this is feeling raw.
I understand completely.
I hope you feel better soon.
Oh, at least we had a funny session.
No, I appreciate you know, despite feeling the way you are, that you went as long as you did. I really appreciate that.
That's Castalia's line.
Yeah.
Try to give you a goddamn compliment, you ruin it.
No, that's the fucking thing. I don't have an illness. I've got the symptoms of a dead one that was injected into me.
That happens.
Yes, it does. Like I said, it's happened 3 or 4 times over all these years. Oh, God. And it should be gone. It's been 2 weeks. Maybe I'll just get the normal flu as well. That'll be fun. That happened as well. I got the flu jab 1 year, and then got the flu after it.
Ugh.
Winter was fun. And the nose is going as well. Yeah, everything's fucking turning on. Why not? It's a party. So
It's
yes.
a party, everyone's invited, and you don't want nobody.
Ugh. Anyway, yes, we had a fun Pufflesworth-centric session for some reason.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
It's the Bufflesworth show.
Zarzul
You
got
guys
the
see
interact
the-
one.
Little shit be a little shit.
A 1. I rolled a 1.
Yep, you rolled a 1. And
He
you
has
lost on the
defeated now.
intimidation as well by 1.
He has
Well,
defeated now 2.
Since we've ended this session early, I think Rain has a question she'd like to ask all of you.
Shall I
Because
stop
I
the
got
stream?
my invitation. Oh, you I haven't stopped stream yet.
Yeah, might as well. Well, we might be back next week, depending on my condition. Hopefully with Salt Marsh, that'll be
Alright.
on Thursday. There we go.